so good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah. I'm surprised you wanted to come on the platform.
It's very not a me thing to do.
It's not at all.
Not really big on social media, and I don't really.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I suck at social media.
I don't like it.
Because we're good at recording and making it look good and sound good. But as far as like the social media marketing aspect of it, we fucking suck at it, dude.
I feel like I was much better on it when I was tweaking.
Mm.
I was super into it.
I used to download a bunch of apps for no fucking reason, and I'd be like, dude, look at this app. This is a this is a compass that I can use at any point or any time in any location, and I never used it. You know, just weird shit. But what have you been up to?
Nothing much, just working a lot. Working.
Where are you working?
Coastal. I'm packing. I work in the office. I started a cleaning business, so I do that off the back of Coastal. Like,
what are you cleaning, like houses and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, your own business.
Yes.
LLC. What's it called?
Fresh and Clear. LLC.
Plug it in, dude. Plug it in.
Fresh and Clear LLC.
Fresh and Clear LLC. Phone number is.
It's my phone number.
It's her phone. It's her phone number. Hit her up.
Well,
Hit her up on Facebook at Stephanie Rieger.
Okay.
And get your quote today to get
You're
your
gonna
house
cut
clean.
that shit, aren't you?
No, dude, this is legit, bro. This is what this whole show is about.
Networking.
It's about the people and what they've accomplished in their time being sober. And you got your own fucking business. You should be proud of that.
I am a little bit.
You should
I
a
am
little
a little
bit.
bit,
You should
you know what I mean?
definitely
Like,
fucking be proud of it. That's awesome.
It's kind of. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well,
No
you're
idea.
cleaning shit,
Just
right?
cleaning shit. I don't know how to do anything else.
That's all you need to know how to do if you're just running a cleaning business.
Yeah, well.
I mean, is it like deep cleaning? Do you like do the carpets and all that?
It's
Then
deep cleaning. Like I like doing move out, move in. So like when the houses that I go pack are empty, I go and clean them. That's how I've been getting my business.
Pays good.
Yeah, I set the price.
Damn! Look at that, boss. You're your
And
own
it all
boss.
goes to me. I'm the employee and the owner. So
Yeah,
look,
that's
it's all my
that's
money.
fucking awesome, dude. I'm really proud of you. That's really cool. So, anyways, I am actually really excited to have you on the show. I'm glad you hit me up because we actually know each other pretty well, I would say.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I thought it would make for interesting content.
I think it will definitely make for
Super-
some interesting
Some
content.
of the shit that we have experienced.
We've had some, we're going to get into them all, but you've seen me get beat up by my 80-pound girlfriend before.
Which I loved.
You loved that,
Kind of
and I
loved.
cried, I'm pretty sure. I was
Yes, but why I loved it is because of what you had done to me in the past.
Yeah, and then we'll get into that as well. I was a shitbag, so I'm not, you know.
You were a big crybaby mostly.
I was the worst kind of junkie because I was like, at certain points in time, like when I just got out of jail, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna hustle a little bit, and I'd hustle a little bit, and then when I would get super strung out, I'd just be like, I'm fucking sick, man, like fuck, man,
Please,
like,
Stephanie.
help me out,
Fuck you, man.
I'm out here on the streets, dude. Like, I was such a fucking little bitch when I was getting high. And, it's cool I had you because when I first came in the program, the first thing somebody said to me at their first day working at the moving company was, hey, some girl said that she knows you, said she seen your girlfriend beat you up and you cried. And I was like, great, dude, who the fuck is this? And then I didn't know who you were at first. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then it all clicked together. Yeah. But anyways, we'll get into all of that, trust me.
That was a lot.
Yeah, but I want to start off with you because, I mean, as far as, like, early stuff goes, I don't know much about you. Like, as far as, like, childhood, shit like that. We don't have to spend a whole bunch of time on it, but just, like, touch on it. Was it good? Was it bad? Like...
It was fucked up.
Yeah.
I lived in like a really nice house. Like from the outside looking in, we kind of had like a great situation. We had a beautiful home, 2-story underground pool in the backyard. My dad was upper middle class. You know, my mom, stay-at-home mom for the most part. She worked if she wanted to. But it was really dark in there. It was fucked up in that house.
Well, I mean, can you elaborate?
My dad was an alcoholic. my mom was like, my dad was like a drug addict, alcoholic, but like not like a crackhead. You know what I mean? Like he liked codeine, cough syrup, and liquor.
Yeah, okay.
So,
all right.
They weren't nice to most of my time. I mean, they didn't really talk to us. They just screamed at each other.
Yeah, I can relate. My dad was growing up like, I'm young, so I didn't really know what the fucking alcoholic was, but he was definitely like, I get older and I'm like, yeah, okay, he's definitely a fucking alcoholic. And then I was too young to hear, like, him and my mom got divorced when I was like 3, so I didn't really I can't remember anything from that time, but he got remarried and like, oh my God, they just used to fucking argue all the damn time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit sucks, so I can relate. But, like, what? Okay, so, you said he's a drug addict, like, and an alcoholic. How early on did you kind of, like, start to be like, okay, yeah, he's got some fucking issues?
Pretty early on. I mean, I can remember being in, like, 5th or 6th grade, and my mom woke all the kids up to see my dad, it had poured snow, and he was shirtless outside building a snowman.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening, but
how many siblings?
Wasted.
How many siblings you got? You said a whole family.
I had a sister. She passed, and then I have a brother. I don't really talk to him. He lives in Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay.
But we all grew up. They're closer in age than I was to them.
Yeah.
I think about 6 years apart for me and my sister, and then 5 for me and my brother.
So were you close? You were closer with your sister?
Later on.
Yeah, okay.
They were close with each other. I was kind of always alone. And then as I got older, like a teenager, me and my sister got really close.
Yeah, okay. So, like, younger, you're just kind of like black sheep, odd man out. Yeah.
I was weird. I was a weird kid.
Okay, like kind of how?
Yeah,
were you like
weird.
goth?
Huh?
Were you goth?
I didn't talk for a long time. I guess when I started to dress, I wasn't goth, no, but definitely rode the whole emo fade.
I did too. I was definitely in the emo thing for a little bit. I wasn't full blown emo, but I was on the cusp.
I was pretty emo.
So okay, so all right, just kind of keep going into the dynamic. Like obviously stuff isn't great with was he a mean drunk or like?
He was a really abusive alcoholic, like verbally and physically, and I saw him do I've seen him throw my mom downstairs and like early childhood shit, and my mom he would be mean to her and she would be mean to us, so she would sleep all day long, and then as soon as he got home, she'd, I don't know, it was just dark and fucked up, Yeah. And then my brother and my sister, they were older than me, so I kind of got stuck with the brunt of it, because by the time that they could and were able to, they were getting stoned and,
and
sneaking
you were just
out,
kinda,
and I was stuck in that shit.
That sucks.
So, yeah, and then they divorced when I was 14.
Okay.
They separated when I was 12. They never got officially divorced.
What was that like for you? Was that kind of
relieving.
It was good?
Super relieving, yeah.
Yeah, I completely can relate. Everybody's like, oh my God, divorce is the worst thing ever. But I just don't think my parents would have ever really been compatible. And then, it was hard being around my dad for me growing up, you know what I mean? Because it was kind of like the target was always on me, and I'm not trying to play like a victim or nothing like that. I was a piece of shit little kid. But, you know what I'm saying? So I liked being able to separate myself from the situation and go be with my mom. Because, that was, my rock. I always went to my mom. I was a mama's boy for sure. But, okay, so
I didn't really like my mom or my dad.
That's got to be a difficult...
Yeah, they were both fucked up in their own...
So you just kind of, isolated yourself and... you just learned to kind of be by yourself. When did you start breaking out of that? After they got divorced?
When I found Adderall.
Was that the first drug you started doing? Was Adderall?
Yeah. Well, I had tried weed when I was younger. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade when I tried that. But
how did you I used to take Adderall because I'm just a fucking ADD nightmare. But I used to take Adderall. Was somebody just hey, you want to do some Adderall? Or
pretty much,
yeah. Yeah, really?
Yeah, I was in AP and honors classes my freshman year.
Oh, that's where it's flowing through, dude.
Yeah, well, it's all those weird kids that have
Yeah.
like the fucking summer supplies stocked up, like they're not taking it over summer.
Yeah.
And so I met this kid, and I had all my classes with him. He was in all AP honors too, and he pretty much offered it. When you want to try some Adderall?
Yeah.
I was like, well, what is it? Yes, but what is it? And
It's
then
that shit.
fucking eat that shit.
Yeah.
The XRs, those 30 XRs,
Yeah.
popping them 3 times a day. Yes. But you gotta crush the little fucking bees, you know? Well, I didn't do that the first time.
Yeah, so, okay,
Wasted.
so, like, obviously you're super smart. All AP honors. Like, how long did that last for?
Well, my sophomore year, I got, my mom withdrew me to go to rehab. So
Because of the Adderall. Like, this became, like, a legitimate, like, addiction
oh, it's bad,
thing.
yeah. But like I
okay.
was holding it down, like I was doing really well in my classes and shit. But I had a lot of expectations at home. Like my mom was never there, but in between the time that that my parents separated and we moved into an apartment and stuff, so I'm like, I was like 11. My sister had a baby. I was 11 years old. My sister, she was 16. She had a baby.
Yeah.
Well, my mom ended up with custody of her. And Kiersey, I ended up taking a large part in most of Kiersey's care.
Okay, so this is Kiersey.
She's here, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to say I raised her, but I pretty much, like, it was just me and her. You know what I mean?
I get that, yeah.
So I had a lot to do at home.
Yeah.
I had a lot to do at school, and then I went home, and there was expectations on me like I was an adult, you know? So my mom
Yeah.
was never there. She had to pay bills and stuff, so she was working or doing whatever she did. And it was just me and Kiersey. So I had to go home, make sure that my shit was handled, the house was handled, Kiersey's needs were met, like all types of shit. Without like a car, mind you, I'm a kid. So like I have to hold it down at home. I mean, this shit was hard when you're that young. So I didn't the Adderall really helped me become like a super version of myself and come out of my shell. And like the people at school had started to notice that I was maybe falling behind and something was off with me. And, you know, I had started smoking weed a little more heavily on top of like with the Adderall. So it's kind of like a speedball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit like a mild one, but it's a speedball.
Sure.
So I was performing in some and then like sleeping in other classes, and that wasn't like what I was used to doing.
Yeah, it's crazy because like the whole perception on Adderall is like you take it and it's gonna make you fucking pass everything and you're gonna be able to focus on everything. But it seems like you just had way too much fucking going on.
Yeah.
I mean, how old are you at this time?
like 14.
God damn, dude, that's a lot. And so I mean, like, what was like your friend's situation and stuff like that? Did you like go out, or you didn't have time to do any of that
No, I had
stuff?
too much going on at home. Like
Yeah.
I didn't do the normal shit like the sleepovers, football games, stuff like that. I didn't do any of that. I had expectations. Like I had to be at home, take care of Kiersey. So I didn't. And even if I could, like I was weird, man. Like I didn't really I had a really hard time connecting with anybody.
Really?
What would we have in common? Was my thought. You know what I mean? What with the shit that I don't know. Like I didn't really feel like I had much to offer a friendship. You know what I mean?
Just because you felt like you weren't relatable or something like that? Okay.
It was weird. I was a fucking weird kid.
Yeah. I mean, what made you weird? I'm just trying to figure out it was just, did you think it was just that you had so much going on and like you didn't really have the opportunity to be a kid and you didn't really understand what that was like? So
Yeah, I think socially I was behind.
Yeah.
I think I was
that
really
makes
behind
sense.
socially, so
Yeah.
I think it affected my confidence in trying to build friendships and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my dad died when I was 14, and so shit got harder. It got even harder. My mom was there even less.
Yeah.
Around even less. So she withdrew me my sophomore year and put me in South Fry in Hickory.
I don't think I know what that is.
It's like there's no real rehab for a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old, you know what I mean? So
It's like a youth home type deal.
it's like a mental thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they'll put you there, but
So this is all in Hickory.
Yeah, I'm from Asheville, but she got me somewhere in Hickory. She put me in South Rye.
All right.
Which was fucking weird. Nobody. I mean, that was.
What
like,
was that experience like? I've been to like, do you know what or is it called Keystone, or something like that? It's like a. Yeah, anyways, I've been to a like mental institution place.
I think I know which one. Are Craggy? Not
No,
Craggy.
it's in Asheville. It's in the hospital, and I got into an altercation with my dad, and the cops showed up, and they were like, "Look, we're taking you to this fucking place." And there was this chick in there, and she looked normal as could be, you know what I mean? And there was like a little day room you went into, and like would sit and watch TV, and they like ran down on her because she was taking staples out of magazines and like jamming them under her fingernails. And I was like, dude, where the fuck am I at, bro? Like,
This is super similar to what I experienced.
Yeah.
Super similar. Like, I was there because I had a problem with drugs, but I think I might have been the only one. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else like, banging their head into walls type shit. Like, there was a kid there that threw his disabled sister into a fucking cabinet, and they put him in there. I don't know. It was fucked up.
Damn.
It was really bad. My mom just left me. I spent Easter there. She left me and picked me up like 2 months later. I don't know. That was fucked up.
2 months.
2 months. She left me there for 2 months.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
So, like, okay, so when you were in there, I mean, like, did they have, like, classes and shit like that? Or, like, what was the point of it? There was groups and stuff?
Do you remember, did you ever go to ADACT?
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
It was exactly like ADACT.
I went to ADAC from jail, and they were going to release me from jail once I got done with ADACT, and me and Lawson Lawrence were at ADACT, and I smarted off, is what they said, at one of the facilitators, and we were on the computer, me and Lawson, one day, and I turn around, and there's a Buncombe County sheriff, and he was like, "We're taking you back to jail, man." So I fucked my whole... I would have got out of jail, and I fucked it up and got kicked out of ADACT and sent back to jail. So, yeah, I know what ADACT is.
That's crazy, because that was like the easiest fucking place to
It's
get
so,
out,
dude, it was so chill, bro. It was
They
so
don't care about
nice,
nothing.
man. I fucking fucked that up, and yeah, I wish I hadn't. But if I had, I probably would have just gone right back out to getting high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so shitty experience at mental institution.
Yeah, it was weird, man. It was
Yeah,
not
okay,
pleasant,
so, like,
but-
you get out where you like, okay, I got another chance, like...
Yeah, shit was cool for a minute. It was real sweet. I went and started homeschooling with my aunt. And I told her, like, I'm going to cheat. Like, it's just too easy. So I ended up going to Blue Ridge Community College, and I got my GED. I was, like, 16 at this time.
Yeah.
Then I got a job. I mean, shit, it got a little bit better for me.
So let me, before we go too far, like, down another road, like, real quick, I just want to ask this, because, like, you said you were in AP honors, you were making great grades. Like, at this point in time, after you get out of this facility, and you're going to this community college to get your GED, and you got a job, like, are you, like, did you have goals to be like, okay, I want to go to college, and I want to be this, or I want to do this? Or was it kind of just, like, all the stuff at home was like, okay, this is what I have to do. Like, all that other stuff isn't really on the table.
That's what it's always been for me. It's
Yeah.
like what I have to do for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I spent. I never really had goals or ambition. I just was trying to get through a day. You know, like,
Yeah, wow.
It's really what it was. Like, I was just trying to survive Linda, my mom. You know, like, I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to. I was just trying to survive.
Yeah, I get that.
Really.
I mean, that's crazy.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't think I had one fucking dream. I didn't really have plans for myself or, like, think of a future for myself.
What about Linda? Did she, like, have any goals or expectations for you besides taking care of...
No, that was it.
That was
you
it.
take care of the house and you take care of Kiersey. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I couldn't even work. Like, I couldn't even work a job, really, because any job I tried to get had to be around her schedule.
Yeah.
Like, there was no option. That was my responsibility.
Wow. Okay, so first job, where are you working at?
The bookstore at Blue Ridge. I
What?
really liked
Where?
it.
The Blue Ridge Mall?
The Blue Ridge Community College.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I worked at the bookstore there. I liked it.
Do you remember the Blue Ridge Mall?
Yeah,
That mall that was on...
it's still there.
No. This one's tore down. It became
The outlets?
the outlets.
That wasn't the Blue Ridge.
No, what was that mall called?
It wasn't Blue Ridge, because Blue Ridge Mall's in Hendersonville.
Yeah, that's right. You remember that shitty mall?
Biltmore Square Mall.
Biltmore Square
Yeah,
Mall.
Biltmore
Yeah,
Square Mall.
hell yeah. Okay, all right. So working in the bookstore, like at this point in time, are you like becoming a little bit more social? You coming out of your shell yet? Okay.
A little bit, yeah. Like I had friends, but like at a super superficial level. Like none of it was like let's hang out and get coffee or something like that. I didn't really have friends like that.
It was just like, oh, I'm at work. This is my friend at work. Like,
Yeah.
type deal. Well, you weren't dating or anything like that?
Not really. Yes and no. I didn't really have time for relationships.
Yeah.
So so was I dating? Yeah, but not like in a relationship with anybody.
Okay. All right.
Just kind of seeing people here and there.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you like were. How old were you at the time?
I was like 17.
17, but like a
18.
full-blown fucking grown-ass adult.
Yeah.
That's gotta, I mean, I feel like me personally, I spent so much of my like time during that age, like doing everything to not become an adult. You know what I mean? Like just continuously doing stupid shit and not giving a fuck about school, and I want to just do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? So it's like crazy polar opposite. You know, you didn't have an opportunity to do anything you wanted to do, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't even imagine what that must have been like, you know. So like, okay, so you get a little older, like, you know, obviously the Adderall was it. Did you ever like get back on the Adderall after you were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and Blue Ridge Community College was the perfect place to find it.
I can imagine.
Because they had that early college program. So
Oh yeah,
all
middle
those
college. I
kids-
went to middle college at AB Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, so a bunch of them kids are definitely have scripts of Adderall from seasons past.
Oh,
so,
for sure, 100%. Yeah.
So I definitely got good at spotting the ones that might have a supply. And
Yeah.
I mean, back then, I could flip a script of Adderall to my sister, charging her like $2 a pill.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to get a 3-month supply of 70 milligram Vyvanse, and I would sell all of them when
Yeah,
I was like in high school and you know like late middle school and stuff like that. And yeah, I never took them. I hated them, but I think it was because like I was so ADD and I was like, I want to be myself, and these pills don't. These pills make me somebody else. You know what I mean? I didn't really harness the ability or whatever they gave you, so I hated them. I fucking hated them. I'd just sell them for like $1 a pill.
I love that shit. It made me so productive.
Yeah, dude, not me. It's like I was telling somebody the other day. It's like meth didn't make me. It was like I would do meth and it would just be like I would just run around and think I'm accomplishing all this shit, and I'm not getting anything done. I'm broke as fuck. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing has been accomplished. It's any type of upper does me like that. And you know, I was telling. I think we had Adriana on the other day, and I was talking to her, and I was like, dude, they're like uppers supposedly level you out if you're like, and they don't at all, you know, like they made me a fucking lunatic. So okay, so like when did Adderall become something else, and what did it become?
Oh, that was much later for me. I had
Okay, well then pause. Like you're on the Adderall, you're at this point in your life, whatever, what's kind of going on between that gap? You know, of like, okay, I'm doing the Adderall, I'm working at this bookstore, I'm doing this, and then like, what's kind of going on up until the point where you're like, all right, I'm gonna try something else.
I had my son, so and I moved to another country. I lived in Great Britain for about 4 years.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
I'm a dual national. My mom's Scottish. She went back home, so my son was 6 weeks old. Took him out of the country.
Wow.
I lived there for about 4 years. Lived in Scotland, and I was clean. I drank a lot over there. I drank a lot of wine when I was there. That was a problem for me. Like
a lot of Guinness?
No.
No Guinness?
Just wine.
Wow, dude, that's crazy. I did not know that about you.
Really?
I really didn't know that. So like, that's kind of got to be when that whole situation happened and you had your son, were you like, okay, I'm getting the fuck away from America. This is going to be another situation like you leaving the mental hospital where you're like, this is a new lease on life.
Yes.
I'm going to get this. Okay. And things went pretty well. You just drank a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what I followed my mom out there, and so I don't really know what I expected it to be like. I just didn't want to be alone.
Was this like a reoccurring thing where it's like, all right, I low-key have a lot of animosity towards my mom, but I'm scared to be away from her?
Yeah, we had a very codependent relationship.
Yeah, okay.
Super toxic, codependent. I didn't really know how to function, you know what I mean? Because I
yourself.
I didn't know
But
how.
in reality, you did, because you've
did,
been doing it for
but I was
fucking 17 years.
definitely believed that I couldn't do shit without her.
Wow.
So, I followed her out there. I ended up getting, I'm a dual national. I got my nationality out there. Went to school out there. And then I left in 2018. I came home to be with my sister, which, you know, during the time that I was doing Adderall, we had gotten really close. She was doing Adderall too. Loved it. We loved doing Adderall.
Yeah, that seems to, drugs always bring people together.
It did. We got real close. And she died when I got home. I had been home for like 6 months, and my whole plan was to like move. We were gonna move in together.
Yeah.
And then shit got derailed. She died. So I was back in the States by myself with my son. Like, I had no fucking plan. I had no fucking idea what I was gonna do.
So if I can ask, like, how did she pass away?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about it? Okay, we don't have to talk about it. Yeah.
She was with a guy for like 7 years that was super, super abusive. And we all knew it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, she came and visited me in Scotland like a couple months before I got a plane ticket home, and said, you know, like, come home. And then, you know, we had our moment. She was like, I'm done. I'm ready. Like, come home. We can do it together.
Yeah.
So I did. I got home in May, and she was found dead in September.
Oh my gosh.
He found her dead.
Wow.
And at that point, I had already started using meth a little bit.
Yeah.
But that really sent me off the fucking rails. So I'd like, when I came back to this country, there was no more Adderall really. And if you could find it, it was like fucking $20 a pop. Yeah, you're paying $20. And it's not the same shit that it used to be either. So
yeah,
I ended up working at this restaurant as a sous chef, where this guy that I was working with had asked me if I wanted to buy some ice, and I really didn't know what the fuck it was. I had no idea. But I ended up getting a bag from him anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's how
I
it
was like,
goes,
all
yeah.
right, you know. So I was dabbling, and then she died, and I started using.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was dating a guy that. Do you remember Tyler?
Tyler. Oh yeah, and he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember you telling me about him, but no.
Well, I was dating his best friend. Is how I met Tyler. And you know, I had heard that Tyler was on meth, and it was kind of still at that point a secret that I was, like, nobody really knew about it, but now I know where to get it. You know what I mean? So it kind of snowballed. I met Tyler, and it got shortly thereafter I met you. Like, I wasn't with Tyler very long when I
so this is like fast forwarded a lot.
Yeah.
So you're back in the States. Okay, then you met. I don't even remember how we met, honestly.
I was at Jordan Cruz's house. And I hadn't been doing drugs that long.
So by the time I met you, you were kind of like, you're back in the States. Now you're back in the States. You know, unfortunately, your sister passes away. You're getting on drugs a little bit. So you're back in Asheville. Mm-hmm. And then, so by the time we run into each other, you hadn't been getting high that long.
Right.
And as far as like meth, fentanyl, like you hadn't been doing that.
No, I had been doing meth. I was doing meth.
You had just started getting into like the Fetty.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because that's where we went, was to get the slow, right?
From
From Hollywood?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Okay, so I guess we can kind of get into how we know each other and stuff. I mean, yeah, just because I don't remember meeting. I don't remember meeting you at all that first time. I remember the incident that we can talk about. I remember that like not very vividly, like a little bit. And for me, like half of my life from like the time I was like 20 up until the time I was like 25 is like a fucking blur. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can remember bits and pieces of it, but the majority of it's like a blur to me.
Yeah.
Like I'll have people hit me up on Facebook to this day, and they'll be like, "Yo, man, what's up, bro? How are you, brother?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a nice guy, so I'll message back and be like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And I like have no fucking clue who this dude is, hoping they'll like drop a breadcrumb and be like, "Oh, you don't remember?" But anyways, yeah. So like, I remember that incident, and we'll just go back and forth on this. I feel like it will be a good.
I think we have very different versions.
I think we do too. So my way I remember it happening was I had got some dope from somebody, and I got some fentanyl from somebody, and I think it was probably like a little less than an 8-ball of dope, and yeah, I'd spent all my money on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked off. I was at this guy's trailer, who we know, over on Riceville Road, and there was this fucking gun sitting in a fruit bowl on the fucking like on the dining room table that they had in this trailer. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So I put it in my backpack, whatever. Well, somebody drops me off at this trailer, and I don't remember seeing the trailer at all. I just remember waking up in a shed. And I woke up in this shed, and I'm looking for my dope, and I'm like, where the fuck is my dope at? And I'm like, where am I? You know what I mean? Like, after I'm looking for the dope, I'm like, where am I? Well, then I remember coming to and just being like, all right, I got to figure out where the fuck I'm at. So I went around, and I'm like, okay, I'm at a trailer. I don't know whose trailer this is, but I'm at a fucking trailer. And I go knock on my door, and you answer the door, right?
No.
Who the fuck answered the door?
I have no idea, but that's not
what and then, listen, hold on. And then, this is how I remember it. And then, I thought it was you answered the door, and I was like, where the fuck is my dope at? And you were like, I don't know. And then, like, somehow it escalated, and I ended up pulling this gun with no trigger on it out of my backpack. It was like a 38 special with no fucking trigger on it. And I was like, where's my fucking dope? And then I remember getting in that Honda CRV.
It was an Element.
It was an Element. It was like stick.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know how to drive. Neither one of us knew how to drive stick, but we had like this weird bonding experience while.
With YouTube.
With YouTube,
we
dude.
were so proud.
Yeah, I was like, bro, come on, bro. We're going to the dope man's house. And you were like, I don't know how to drive stick. But I was telling Jacob today, I'm like, dude, you fucking figured that shit out, bro.
I did.
It was super impressive.
Extreme duress.
Yeah, and we drove. But tell me your version of the story, because I swear to God, like my right, whatever hand on the Bible, like I do not remember at all. So that's what I remember.
This all has to do with DJ, right?
Yes.
DJ was my guy at the time.
Yeah.
So he
like y'all
was
were
going to,
messing with each other.
No. He was my plug.
Yeah.
Because I'm very much with Tyler.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, I show up in my legal car with my legal tags. So DJ has asked me, "Hey, I need to run some errands. Let me use your car." And I said, "Sure, no problem." He said, "But here's a car you can drive in the meantime." I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Okay, sounds fine." Well, the car in question was stolen.
Sure, of course.
Tags were dead. All that shit's fucked up. And then you are in the house that's behind me, and that's Jordan's house. The guy with the chickens. He had all these fucking. I don't know how you came to be there. But
wait. So this was in Black Mountain?
This was in Swannanoa.
In Swannanoa?
Yeah.
At Jordan's house with the chickens and
yes.
shit. How the fuck? I didn't even remember ending up at Jordan's house.
Well, you were at Jordan's, and You were cool when DJ was there. Like, you were fine.
I don't
DJ
even
takes off in my car.
Yeah.
And then you started getting fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You started getting real fucking weird. Let's go pick up dope. Let's go. And I was like, okay. All right, let's go pick up dope. Yeah, because I didn't really have time. I didn't know when DJ was coming back. He had my car. I was like, well, shit, I want to get high now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we get in this fucking Element, and you sit in passenger, and I guess I got in the front in the driver's, and I looked at you, and you looked at me, and I was like, well, can you drive stick? You said, fuck no. So we YouTubed it and figured it out, and everything was cool. And I don't know what happened with you in your mind. Like, I have money to purchase
I
dope.
stole somebody's backpack.
Yeah, well, then you started swinging that thing in the car, yelling at me and shit. And we're on the highway, and I have just very recently figured out how to put this bitch in drive. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm fucking hysterically crying. And we're going to Rockhaven. You remember that one? Or
No. Whispering Pines.
Whispering Pines?
Whispering Pines.
Well, we're going to that seedy fucking motel at the ass end of fucking Asheville. And then I pull up in the I couldn't figure out how to put it in another gear to pull up in the driveway. Hollywood comes out of his motel room.
Yeah.
I'm hysterically crying. I honked the horn accidentally like 3 times.
Yeah.
Not the motel to do that at. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're still fucking swinging that shit the whole time I was driving. I didn't know what the fuck it was. And I'm not in this life at this point. Like, this was like traumatizing to me. Like, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm hysterically crying. That guy, and I didn't know who the fuck until much later how fucking scary Hollywood was.
That's a scary ass
He's
dude.
a scary ass dude.
Free the bro, man. I hope he gets out and changes his life. But yeah,
He was fucking scary. I didn't
He
know
is
that
a
at the time
scary
though, but
guy.
I'm like blowing up the spot, honking the horn, hysterically crying. You know what I mean? And not good.
no. And then I remember
And then you tried to steal DJ's fucking shit out the back.
I stole his backpack, and you were like, and then I went inside with it, and I'm like, dude, look, I got some Nautica cologne.
And I'm calling DJ. I'm like, he's fucking stealing your
And
shit.
he called Hollywood, and Hollywood was like, bro, did you steal that shit out of the backpack? And I was like, yeah. He's like, man, here's some dope, bro. Just go on, man, get out of here. And fucking
Brought a whole fucking mess to his front door. Like,
yeah,
a
I
whole
know,
fucking
dude.
mess.
That was a daily for me though, bringing a whole mess to his front door.
That shit was fucked up.
The daily, I genuinely fucking loved Hollywood. That was my dude, man. I liked Hollywood a lot, and I knew he was like a scary piece of shit, but he also, you could tell, like, he was a good dude. You know what I mean? When you broke all the bullshit exterior off of him, like, he was a good dude. And, you know, hopefully, like I said, I hope he gets out and, you know, has a change of heart and does something different. But, yeah, he is definitely a fucking scary-ass dude. But, you know, with that being said, yeah, that was not a good experience. And I'm glad you brought me some insight on that because I had it completely wrong. I thought it was a completely
It's a
different...
pivotal moment in my life where I realized I was scumfuck shit. You know what I mean? Like, this was like a fucking Tuesday afternoon, and this was just something that happened. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad that I could be a part of your journey like that. You know what I mean? Well, then, you know, we went on our separate ways. I continued doing the same shit I'd been doing for the last 5 years. What after that experience? Like, what? Because I know you got worse after
it got much
that
worse.
experience.
At this point, I was shooting up, fucking, and you know how that shit goes. It doesn't take much. In 18 months, I racked up 42 charges.
Oh, like, can you elaborate on some of them?
I was just stealing shit.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit. If I wasn't stealing it, I was getting it fraudulently. Credit card fraud, breaking and entering, like all types of shit. It got bad.
Where's the family at during this?
My mom's still in Scotland. My brother is in Tennessee. Kiersey was in Scotland. You don't have any family. Not really. Not any.
So you're at that point in your life where you're like, I'm alone. I'm gonna do kind of what I want to do, and this is all I can really do right now. So I mean, you know, is that kind of? Cause dude, I know me. Like, I just got to a point, and it was fucking hard for me, because I came from a really fucking good family. Like, both sides. My mom, the best woman I know in the world, the sweetest woman I know in the world, fucking most down to earth, would do anything for me. I had her, and then my dad, who, you know, like, we weren't the closest growing up or whatever, but he did have, you know, he had a lot of money, a lot of status, He's a very well-known stockbroker in Asheville. Like, he had a ton of money growing up. So, you know, like, I was always banking myself off of that. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, yeah, check out my dad's house, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So I had that going on. But then, you know, it's like, I look at it and, like, it's crazy because I'm so close to where I grew up at, homeless in the woods. And, like, the juxtaposition of, like, that and where I was, like, it was so fucking crazy to me. Here's the goddamn store I used to drive past every day going to school at a private school, and now I'm camped out behind it in the woods in a fucking tent, and there's goddamn snow on the ground, and I'm shooting drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's wild. So, like, when you kind of, like, at this moment in time, are you, like, so kind of deep into the addiction that you're not really paying attention to stuff like that? Like, where you're like, okay, man, it was like just a couple years ago, none of this was even on the table. Or, like, was it just.
Oh, I was super aware all the time.
Yeah.
And I just also very aware that I had no idea what the fuck to do about it.
Yeah.
Like, it just got progressively darker and worse and sadder, and it wasn't fun anymore. Like, I don't really know that it was fun to begin with.
I think that's where, like, because when it started with me, it was fun, you know? And, like, I'm not trying to make it too much about me, but just, like, I've always been a curious person, you know what I mean? And my curiosity, when they say curiosity killed the cat, that is the realest shit whoever the fuck made up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is some real shit. Because I am so curious, like, I was always like, I want to see how these people are living, and these people are living, and these people are living. And then it's like, you know, I'm so far down the rabbit hole, it's like I've just become everything I was curious about. You know what I mean? But it was fun for me at first. And I think that's why it was so hard for me, like, when I got out of jail to be like, well, let me turn my life around and do this, because it seemed fucking boring to me. You know what I mean? I was like, I want to do what I want. I want to go get out and get high, and, you know, I'm going to run around and fucking do a bunch of dumb shit, fucking rob people, steal shit, do whatever, you know what I mean? Get beat up by my girlfriend and cry about being dope sick, you know? And, you know, like, when I realized I was really fucked up and I needed to do something different, was it got to a point for me where, like, I wasn't addicted to getting high anymore. I mean, obviously I was addicted to the substance, but I wasn't addicted to getting high. It was almost to the point where I would get so sick that I was addicted to getting well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was what I was chasing. Like, I would let myself get really sick, and then I would be like, one shot, and it will all wash away. You know what I mean? And that's what I was fucking addicted to. And that's when it gets fucking scary. You know what I mean? Because now I'm like, I look like a corpse. I look like I've got fucking AIDS. I'm walking around looking crazy as fuck behind a Walmart, fucking nothing to my name, and I don't give a shit about anything. You know what I mean? So for me, getting arrested and getting locked up the 28th time or whatever it was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad it did something for me, because, like, I didn't realize how sick. Obviously, my body was sick, but when you're in active addiction, you don't realize how sick your mind is getting. And you start turning receptors and shit off in your brain, and you stop giving a fuck about anything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
That shit gets real dark real fast.
Yeah.
But that's what I was like, I don't remember it was fun. It was just like, it was nice to have my state altered so much. Like, I just wanted to alter my state all the time.
You wanted to change the channel.
And, like, the worse off you get, the more you want to stay like that.
Yeah, it's crazy as fuck. So, I mean, like, okay, well, would you say that's the lowest point in your life is at this point in time?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gets just progressively worse.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is, like, where was the point in time where you were like, all right, this is enough. Like, I gotta fucking do something. Like, this is just getting worse and worse. Nothing's getting better. Like, I'm fucking sick all the time. Like, what was that point for you where you're like, all right, I gotta do something else?
I had absconded. I got locked up multiple times, like locked up, released, and was on supervised probation, and they were gonna activate my sentence, and instead offered me Black Mountain Women's recovery. It was right there on the prison campus.
Okay.
Right. So like when she took me there, I was like, I don't believe you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
taking
yeah.
me to prison.
Yeah.
So I made it there for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I, you know, like
Was that like first at Blue Ridge or something, or is it?
no,
No.
it's a women's facility on the women's campus for prison.
Oh, I got you.
So you have to enter the prison gates to get to that case. So it's fucked up. You know, like when you
Yeah.
go, you're already like, ah, shit.
You're like, dude, you're taking me to fucking prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Well, technically he is, I guess, but were you like free to go at any time, or like?
In my mind, no. I guess I was, but I hopped out the window. Like I made it like 12 hours and hopped out the window with Lady Bic razors
Yeah.
and state shorts and took off like a Haitian into the woods. Like I took off and I thought that they were gonna chase me, but they didn't. You know what I mean? Like they did not
just
chase
looked
me.
like a
In my
dumbass.
mind,
Like,
I was
fucking-
fucking high stepping it. I ran at Olympic speeds with these Lady Bic razors, thinking that somebody was gonna come after me. And there was a school across the street, so there was like a state trooper parked there.
Oh no.
So I went in like fucking.
What's up, man?
I
No,
get spazzed
yeah,
and
you
went through the
fucking-
woods. So I was going over and under fucking briars and shit, like
Yeah.
thinking somebody's coming out. Nobody came after me. Nobody cared. That was pretty low for me, I think. I mean, it just got progressively worse from there, and then I was on the run.
Yeah.
I went on the run, not very well, and in plain sight with my dead ankle monitor.
Oh no.
The people I was around just got worse and worse. Tyler ended up going to prison. That's when it got real scary for me. That's when I was the most scared, I think.
Because you're by yourself again.
Yeah, and I wasn't fucking like, I mean, at least people knew I was with him. You know what I mean? So I didn't really get messed with like that.
Oh yeah.
But
Now
I was
you're
like,
surrounded by a bunch of fucking creatures, and
yeah, I feel like prey
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And maybe I was, and maybe I
That's
wasn't.
like,
but
dude, for me, that's one, like, when I was in active addiction, like, I was always like, dude, I'm glad I'm a guy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And everybody's always like, well, no. If you were a girl, you can just get high whenever you want, blah, blah, blah. Dude, fuck that,
No.
man. The creepy fucks I was around when I was getting high, and I'm just like, dude, these dudes are so fucking weird, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I would never in a million years be around these fucking weirdos if they didn't have drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I couldn't get some drugs off them, whatever. I can't imagine being a girl in that situation, and you know, like these creepy ass fucking weirdos just.
It had
like,
never really been scary for me until that point.
Yeah.
And then it was real and scary. And I kind of like got a moment of clarity of where I was and how like dangerous things were getting. So
Yeah.
about the same time, my lawyer had let me know that I'd know in certain terms if I didn't turn myself in, he would drop every single one of my cases. And he had taken me on pro bono.
Yeah.
Like he took me on
Ted
pro bono.
Beeson?
Ted Beeson.
That's the motherfucking man.
He's that man.
Shout
Yeah.
out Ted Beeson.
Ted
law
Beeson
firm.
Law.
That is my man. I love Ted Beeson.
Yeah, Ted's that dude.
Yeah,
and
he
Kendra, Kendra really fought for my life.
Yeah.
She did. She did a lot. I mean, Ted wasn't really interested in me at all.
That's his
Like,
assistant.
Ted was not interested. Yeah.
Is that his assistant? Yeah, she's great, dude.
She was one of my sister's really good friends, and we ended
I
up.
had caught it like 3 armed robberies, and this was I was like 2016, 2015. I was really young. I'd like just turned 18, and originally I had Al Messer as my attorney. They're like in the same building, and you know, he was great. Obviously, he's like one of the fucking best attorneys in North Carolina. But he had got sick or something, and like it got to the point where I had to have a new lawyer, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. And it was Ted, dude, and Ted was the coolest fucking guy, and he's the only lawyer I've ever had that I went to court, and he saw me in court, and he called me back into like the little conference room type deal before you walk into the courtroom. You know, it's like a little box or whatever. And he was like, how are you, man? You know, like, are you okay? Like, you know, what? And he told me straight up, he's like, dude, if you can stay out of trouble for 7 years, I'll expunge all your charges for free. And I was like, damn. And I
told me that too.
obviously I didn't. You know what I mean? I wish I had, but, you know, like, he's a man, dude. He's a good guy. Okay, so he helps you out, and, you know, kind of where do you go after this whole fiasco with you running away from the treatment place?
I went on the run for a little while, and that week that Ted told me, he said, you have until Friday. So Thursday night, I called Kendra. I was walking the railway tracks, and Tyler had been locked up at this point, so I'm like alone. You know what Swannanoa is like? It's fucking, it's
Wild,
scary out there. Yeah,
wide
so
open, yeah.
I was scared as hell, and I walked the railway tracks from Wap's house to all the way to the Ingalls in Swananoa to get some Wi-Fi so I could call.
To get some Wi-Fi.
To get some Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
To call Kendra. So I called Kendra and she got me an Uber to her. Then I turned myself in that Friday. And they made me sit for a long time, like 8.5 months.
In jail?
Mm-hmm. County.
Fuck.
Yeah. They did. They didn't let me go to CRV camp. I did my CRV at Buncombe County.
That fucking blows.
They were mad. Jeremy, like my probation officer, she was mad.
Who was your probation officer?
Jaramello.
I don't know who that is.
Rosalind Jaramello.
No.
She had all of Swananoa, but she really believed that I could do something more.
Well, I had a probation officer like that. His name was Xavier Jordan.
Yeah.
And he used to work. I used to hate boosting from the mall because like his side job is like he works at Champs in the mall. So he would like always see me and be like, "Man, come on, man," you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
he was always a good dude. But with that being said, so fast forward a little bit, like, what are you doing now? Like, what's life look like for you now? Like, how different is shit for you now?
It's so different.
Yeah.
This is the happiest I've been in my life, like in my whole life. I'm gonna be 32 next week, and I can honestly say, from 31 to 32, it's been the greatest change. I think I changed a lot while I was in Trosa, but I think the hardest, most challenging parts came after.
Yeah.
Like that first year that I moved to Benson, like it's coming up. We've been there for a year, like yesterday or today.
Yeah.
It was really fucking hard. It was super hard.
Yeah.
Just
What do you mean? Why?
It was just different. Like I had spent a lot of time in Durham. So I moved somewhere where I didn't know anybody except for Austin, and thank God that I had him, but like other stuff too was hard. I left a job in Durham when I moved to Benson thinking like I'm super employable, it won't be I'll get something in Benson, and that's where my life is now, and I ended up being unemployed for like 2 months, but I grew a lot in that time.
Yeah,
like it was very hard. But on the other side of it was something beautiful. Like I'm super resilient.
Yeah, you are for sure.
I've grown a lot.
Yeah.
I think.
So like, in retrospect, looking back, like, what would you say, like, you're most proud of yourself for?
In my life, or like...
I mean, like, or where you're at now.
Where I'm at now, I'm really, really proud of the level of commitment I've shown myself.
Yeah.
Like, I have felt my whole life like I'm not shit.
Yeah.
And I've just recently, like in the last year, started to figure out, like, that's a feeling that comes entirely from me.
Oh,
and I have the power to fucking change,
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I'm really proud of the dedication and commitment I've given myself, especially in the last year, to change. Like, life is just a mindset, dude. It really is. Everything in life is a mindset. And Austin has told me that for years and for years. I'm like, whatever, man. But, like, lately I've been like, yeah, you know what? It actually fucking is mindset.
It is. It is what you make it. It
is.
And, like, you can be the richest person on the planet, but be miserable,
Yeah.
It is what you make it. And, like, I still go through shit all the time, and where I'm like, like, am I happy? Like, like, whatever. But then I, like, snap back into reality. Like, dude, look at your life now compared to what it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And then I just, like, start thinking, and I'm like, dude, it's like fucking night and day. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. Yeah.
It is.
I have built, Austin and I have built, like, a beautiful life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have built, like, and I'm really proud of that.
And you should be. Absolutely. And, it's like, never in my fucking life, the whole time I've been alive, has anybody texted me and been like, dude, I'm proud of you. And, like, the amount of people I have just hit me up randomly and It's like, you know, Anthony Ross. You remember Anthony Ross?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, he hit me up and he said the nicest shit I've ever. And he was the second time I left the program, I was like, it was because he gave me some hours and we got into it. But he messaged me. He's like, you know, you're like really an example of what I wish my son could have done. And like, dude, that shit just means so much to me. And like, never in my life had anyone ever told me anything like that, let alone like I got people hitting me up talking about how proud they of or how proud of them, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Getting words twisted. But that shit's crazy to me, you know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, I was a scumbag that the only thing people were saying about me was stay the fuck away from that guy, you know what I mean? So it's crazy how life has changed. Like, you where you're at now, with the perspective you have on life, with the experience you've got from, you know, getting high and doing whatever, living in a different country, all that shit. If you could tell one thing to somebody that's still out there fucking struggling, specifically like a female, you know what I mean, that's like going through it in the gutter, doing bullshit, you know, like what would you say to them?
You gotta dig deep.
Yeah.
You gotta dig deep, and that's really the only thing that got me even starting on that path. Kendra told me that. Kendra actually told me that when I was in jail. And again, when I was in Trosa. She said, Steph, you gotta dig deep, girl. And it pissed me off. Like, the first, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm
sitting in jail.
I'm in jail. What do you want me to dig for? Fucking struggling, man. But, you know, you sit alone with it. And God, I'm really actually thankful for the time I spent in county. I don't think the system works for everybody, but I think that time was essential.
Buncombe County Jail will do it to you. Were you in Buncombe County Jail?
Yeah, I was. I was in a single person cell on 23-1.
That is the fucking worst jail.
For that long? That should be. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the worst jail. And I had one charge with a gang enhancement. So every time I went to Buncombe County, they sent me straight to the 6th floor, 23-1.
Yeah.
Fucking ass.
That's hard time. I don't care who you are. That's fucking
that's
hard.
harder time than being on the yard, dude.
Yes, that is hard time.
I've been to some of the worst closed custody camps in North Carolina, and I would go to them before I would go to fucking do a year in county jail.
That shit was weird.
Yeah,
it did something to me mentally for a while. Like, it's a lot of time alone.
Did you read a lot?
All the time. Kendra sent me books all the time.
Yeah, that's all I did was fucking read. You know what I mean? And
I read and I ate real good.
Yeah. I got
Snack
fat.
back.
I got fat as shit. I think I was fatter than I am now when I got out of jail. Goddamn.
Yeah, I was thick. I was a big girl.
Yeah, I believe it. But yeah, I mean, you know, I love the fact that I'm sitting down with you right now because like we've had some experiences together. You know what I mean? Like we worked in the warehouse. We kind of had like we had a good relationship in there to an extent. You know what I mean? Like we've always, you're one of those friends. It's you and Joey Phelps that like show up where I'm at, or like I show up where they're at. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it's cool that like I can see somebody that I know has been in the exact same places I've been and doing the exact same shit I've done in the exact same spots I've done it, and like see them doing really good, and that's fucking awesome.
There's a comfort in that.
Absolutely, 100%. Because I mean, you know, like, and anybody from any place in the world can say this, but not a lot of fucking people from Asheville make it out.
Yeah.
And that's real shit.
That's a fact. We were just me and Maddie were just at my AJ the other day, and I was telling her, like, I'm just so proud of him.
Oh my God.
Because I know where he came. Like, I know what we came.
Me and
so
AJ,
proud of him.
dude, I'm so proud of AJ too,
Yeah.
man. And you know, they got a beautiful baby. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Love you, bro. You know, that's my dog, man. And you know, he was a huge support for me whenever I was in the program. Like, and even when I got out, you know, he hit me up. He's like, dude, I'm so fucking proud of you, man. And that shit means a lot, you know, especially from somebody I know is coming from the same place I came from. You know what I mean? And doing the same shit I'm doing now. It's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I loved having you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
It was great talking to you. And sign the table.
Sign the table.
If you or anyone you know is struggling with addiction or anything that is bringing them down in the world, don't be afraid to ask for help. And my best piece of advice to the struggling addict out there is when people are saying things to you, listen to what they're saying, and when they're telling you you might need some help. Y'all have a good one.